Hi, I'm Craig Wilson, Vice President of Training for Kingsdown, and I'm joined by Dr. Robert Exman, a renowned sleep expert and inventor. Now, Doc, we're introducing a brand new technology to this industry, a sleep tracker. Now, let's talk a little bit about that. Why would anybody even want to track their sleep?
You know, I think people are starting to be educated around sleep and that sleep's important. And am I really getting the quantity and quality of sleep that I'm getting? But maybe more importantly for this technology is what's actually disrupting my sleep at night. So it's not just about measuring sleep, but now we can look at things that are probably impacting my sleep at night as well.
Now, there's two components to the sleep tracker, one inside the mattress and one outside of the mattress. So what kind of information are we tracking?
Yeah, so again, what happens inside the mattress, that's we're measuring maybe some temperature and things like that and movement associated with it, but also we're looking at some of the environmental things that are happening around outside of that mattress as well. So we can start combining the information together.
So the system is going to collect total sleep and sleep quality.
Yeah.
How's it do that?
Yeah, so we're looking at total sleep. So it's not the amount of time necessarily that you're in bed when we're looking at total sleep. Total sleep is actually the amount of time you slept that night. And we subtract out the time that maybe you got up or the time before you went to sleep and those type of things. But sleep quality, that's what we, in the medical field, we call sleep efficiency. And that's how efficient are we when we sleep. For most people, we should probably be around 90% and above as far as sleep efficiency goes. Okay. And how we calculate that is we actually divide the amount of time you actually slept by the amount of time that you were in bed, and that gives us our efficiency. The higher the efficiency, the better we're doing.
Now, we're also tracking total movements. Why do we care how many movements, and really, how many movements should we have?
Yeah, and that's probably one of those little misnomers that maybe we shouldn't move all night long. And actually, movement at night is probably pretty good for us. Excessive movement, bad. But a little bit amount of movement is actually good for us at night. That's one of the ways that we actually hydrate the vertebral disc that's in our back, is when we lie down at night and get off gravity as far as loading our spine, and we move at night, it actually kind of sucks fluid into the disc. So movement at night's good. It helps us relieve pressure points and those type of things. So movement's good at night. So actually, if you look at it, people probably make some small amounts of movement, maybe 40, 50 times a night. Wow. And we just don't remember all of those movements. Now, I'm not talking about just maybe a movement of arms, heads, and those kind of things. Total body movements, maybe 10 or 15 times a night. That's quite normal for us. But what we want to look at is trending over time. Do we see that our movements associated at night are either staying the same or starting to decrease over time? If we see trends of increasing movement, we need to start thinking about why we're seeing that.
Now, the system is also tracking temperature, not only the external temperature of the room, but also the internal temperature of the mat. Teach us about temperature.
Yeah, so one of the things that we want to start looking at is what's going on. When we see increase in temperature inside the mattress, that could possibly happen in the first part of the night as we're dissipating our body heat. Now, a lot of people say, well, you want your mattress cold, you want your mattress cold, you want your mattress cold. But the goal of that mattress is literally to take that heat and dissipate it away. So it's quite normal to see maybe increases in temperature in the very beginning of the night. But then we want to start looking at external room temperature and see that are we seeing increased levels of temperature in our bed associated with increased levels of temperature in the room. We need a decrease in core body temperature to fall asleep, so we want to see our body dissipate heat. We should not be sleeping in a room that's too warm.
What would you consider too warm? What temperature should the room be?
Yeah, and it's about 65, 68 degrees with it probably leaning towards a 65-degree temperature in the room as far as Fahrenheit goes.
Okay. Now, it's also collecting, and this is really cool how it does it, it collects light levels and noise levels. How does light and noise impact our sleep?
Yeah, so one of the things that we want to think about is there lights that are coming into our bedroom maybe too early in the morning and starting to fragment our sleep? So what we could look at is, do we see that before we want to wake up, we see increased levels of light in the room associated with decreased levels of sleep in the morning. So increased light levels will decrease the quantity and quality of sleep that we have. So are we appropriately managing our room light? It could be coming from a television, it could be coming from a night light in a room, and we need to be able to manage that because we want to sleep in a completely dark environment. But we also want to look at noise. Again, we may see that if we just are monitoring or measuring sleep, we may see fragmented sleep all night long, but we don't know what caused that. It may be the fact that we're hearing road noise that's happening at night. So we can see road noise associated with change in sleep. We may see or hear or see where a plane has flown over, changes in sleep. Maybe a train went by, changes in sleep. So for the first time, we're not only just measuring sleep, we're looking at all these things in the environment that may be impacting our sleep that we don't even know.
So give me a sense. So collecting the information is one thing. I guess the important piece is, what should we do with it? How can a consumer look at this data and adjust to get a better night's sleep?
Yeah, I think the first thing they can do is recognize that they do have a sleeping issue, that their sleep efficiency probably isn't as high as it should be. If they see their sleep efficiency isn't as high as they be, they see a lot of movement associated with things in their environment that they can start identifying. Yeah, I actually do live near. Maybe it's the highway, what I thought didn't bother my sleep, and it actually is. Maybe it's the train I didn't think was bothering my sleep. The light from the television, because my partner chooses to sleep with a light on, is actually impacting my sleep. My bedroom is too warm. When I decrease my room temperature, I see my sleep efficiency go up. All of those things we can start making changes to see if we're going to actually increase quantity and quality of sleep. And it's a unique opportunity that you can take this information and maybe show it to your physician and say, this is the kind of readout I'm getting from my room. Is there anything that you can think of that I can do to increase the quantity and quality of my sleep?
So by using sleep sensor technology, it allows our customers to take control of their night's sleep.